Now I'm forking out hundreds a month in water costs. I'm fed up. I've spoken to her father about it and said that since I have anxiety, I need to leave it alone. But I refuse. I'm the one paying the bills and have been for 6 months following my husband's knee surgery, and I refuse to spend this much more or go without showering myself. Since he outright refuses to bring his ex to court for child support and outright refuses to speak to his daughter about controlling me, I took matters into my own hands. She was walking to the bathroom with all stuff last night, and it was after already taking an hour-long shower not even 3 years prior, and I stopped her in her tracks and said she wasn't taking another shower and she wasn't showering more than once a day from here on out. For no more than 30 minutes maximum. She just turned and walked away. She didn't come down for dinner either. My husband wanted to speak to her later, and apparently she was crying, saying she couldn't calm down because I wouldn't let her shower. He lost it on me and purposely causing my daughter harm. I told him he either gets child support help or until he's healed, goes back to work to pay the extra. Then this is how it's going to be, and if they try to go against it, I'll be setting the hot water tank to a timer and going from there. I'm the only one with the key to the hot water heater, so they can't change it. He says I'm being controlling and it's going to cause resentment. ETA. Both husband and stepdaughter are fully aware of the financial burden this is causing. I've spoken to them both about it within the past month alone. I've currently been needing to borrow money to even pay the water bill. Neither my husband or her work despite being able to do so. She is of age, but she said she won't work because she's just a kid. My husband was clear to go back to work 2 months ago, but hasn't. Both her and her father are dead set against therapy. I've suggested it multiple times.
Is it over?
Yeah, it's over.
Okay. Goodness me. So, I'm gonna say conclusively, jeez. So, this is like a weird, tough situation. So, I think that she's not the asshole conclusively. Wanting to have your finances in order and wanting people to not, like, suck up so much of the bills is obviously, like, coming from a place of necessity rather than a place of just, like, egoistic confrontation and being too haughty with them and your family members in general. So, like, I can see her point. Now, I also want to say that I can kind of see the daughter's point for wanting to be in a kind of, like, I like soaking too. Here's the thing, I like soaking. What?
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 Sweat. So I like being able to kind of just stand in the shower and get hit with, like, hot water for a long time too. I think that's actually really cool. My max is 15 minutes. I try to, like, get all clean in about, like, first 7 or 8 minutes, and then soak in the next 7 to 8 minutes. So I'm like around, like, 14, 15 minutes or something like. We'll say 14. Clean for the first 7, soak for the next 7, right? And but yeah, it's weird. I've managed to get myself at, you know, a 7-7 divide. And she was taking them more than once a day, you said?
Yeah, she was taking them, like, twice a day.
Okay. Right.
Or, like, for like 1 to...
And did she need to do that? Like, is she in sports and is getting sweaty? Like...
No, she said because it calms her anxiety.
Right, okay.
But she's taking
yeah, man, I would have to say that, like, I mean, maybe the mother confronted her in a way that was too aggressive, but, like,
Well, not really, because she was like, hey, you're not taking another shower.
Yeah, I don't think the mom's the asshole. So, or the stepmom or whatever. So, yeah, I don't think OP is the asshole. What's the top comment? Or what's your opinion? What is your opinion?
I would say, well, apparently they're dead set against therapy, because my first thing was the daughter needs therapy. But also, like, I think she should just put the hot water on a timer, because she's the one paying the bills. And so they really, like, do you want to live in a house? Do you want to not be homeless? Fix the issue.
Right.
Because I'm the one, because she's the only one paying the bills. The husband could have gone back to work. He hasn't after 2 months, and it's costing her extra money. So at that point, I would be like, if you're not going to change, if you're not going to ask your ex-wife for help for your child, who you know is an expense, and not only that, but they know the financial burden it's putting on her.
Yeah, because
so
she has to borrow money.
Yeah, but they also know. So, like, that's my thing is like, I would just put it on a timer. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, because I'd be like, if you're not gonna help me, and you're not going to support me, and you're not going to care that this is hurting me because you have been cleared for work and yet you have not, you know, that you have not, done what you're supposed to, then I'm going to just put the hot water timer. And if you don't get it to it before the timer runs out, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is a fair enough thing. Which it shouldn't be that way. She should be understood. And he should be at least getting child support. But, like, they won't go to therapy, so it's kind of like, hit or miss. I think that the husband and the daughter or stepdaughter is an asshole. I have anxiety, but if I knew that if I took extra showers and I knew my extra
Gotta
showers.
love this chest with no music going on. Woof. Yeah, no, completely. Like, anyway, yeah, I like your take. Like, you seem to have a lot more insight on it, so that's good. Because as someone with anxiety, I think coming from you, it would
Yeah,
make more sense.
I think that the fact that they're not believable, they don't have a belief in therapy is really hurting them.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous to expect her to shoulder this financial burden and not do anything yourself, and not at least get child support from your ex-wife. Like,
Yeah.
at least do the bare freaking minimum if you're not gonna work. Like, it doesn't make sense that he's. But I don't know. Like,
I can revive, fool!
all right, let's see about top comments.
Sad. Yeah, what's the top comment say? You're actually the asshole.
No, not the asshole. Taking 1.5 to 3 showers a day is extremely excessive, and I wouldn't allow it either. Is she getting any mental help? It sounds like she needs to see a doctor or a therapist if her anxiety is that bad. Both her and my husband are dead set against therapy. They think therapists are a waste of money. I've suggested it. So therapy is a waste of money, but obscene water bills aren't. I think your husband is the real problem here. He hasn't gone back to work despite being medically cleared to. He won't pursue child support. He won't push professional help. So his only plan is for you to pay sky-high water bills, which is frankly pathetic on his part. Your stepdaughter is only 15 and trying to manage anxiety the best way she knows how. So don't blame her for this. As someone who deals with anxiety, I can 100% say that your husband is not only the asshole, he is failing his child. She desperately needs to be developing coping strategies now that she can. Now she needs to develop coping strategies now that she can take into her adult life. Maybe meds will help her, maybe they won't. That is a highly personal decision and one that should be made with advice from qualified professionals. But therapy should be non-negotiable. And showers are not going to be sustainable long term. At some point, she's going to be a broke 20-something, paying her own water bill, and she's going to be stressed in the middle of a workday. And one single coping strategy is a recipe for disaster, especially one that can't be just done anywhere.
Right,
therapy is hard, it's emotionally draining, and confronting our fears is never easy, but she needs it. Your husband needs to step up and get his child help so that she can be a functioning adult in a few scant years.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, why did she move from her parents? I mean, well, because of the siblings. But it's like, hey,
I like how they said that a single coping mechanism is a recipe for disaster. That's, ain't that the truth? Yeah.
It's very, it's very true, because it's like, you have to have multiple strategies. Like, some of my strategies can be, like listening to music. That can be done mostly anywhere. Doing, like, daydreams and stuff to kick off, and say, so that can be done, that can be arranged somehow, that can help. But some of them, like, laying on the floor or laying in a dark room, I can't do that everywhere.
Right, yeah.
But you know, it's interesting that people